Hello, welcome back to Blender Sushi Live Noding. In this episode, we're gonna take a look at Blender Compositing. Basically, we're gonna learn how to turn this 3D face animations back into some kind of depth map, and it is actually pretty easy, but it's something that's need to be shown to understand. So let's get started. So it's gonna be pretty simple. I'm gonna import the face data first. It's gonna be an Alembic. I got it already here, face capture, and this is something that I capture using the iPhone 10. And so we get this face data, and this is around 309 frames. So that's pretty cool. I actually, with the iPhone 10 face capture, you can get rid of the orientation of the head. So the head is just now like a face animations, and it's actually really nice and static. You can basically go create a camera, reset the camera, Alt G, Alt R, and then just push it back a little bit. So it's gonna be our camera, and we can adjust the render resolutions. I just make it 512 for now. And then view, look through the camera. So we have this face. You can actually select the camera and just set it up to orthographic, and then adjust the scaling. So now this is like a truly orthographic camera pointing at the face. Save as face depth. So of course this face is 3D, but we want to render it so it becomes back to depth, like a depth map. So let's try and first render this out. Just turn on ambient occlusions. I'm rendering using Blender Render, but you can also use Cycle Render. And we're gonna switch on this compositing nodes. This is what we get. I'll just do a quick render. So it's rendering the face, just the ambient occlusions, low resolution, and yep, that's pretty much it. By default, actually, if you look at this setting of the render pass, the Z actually being rendered already. The Z is actually the depth of the camera. If you plug in the depth here into the viewer, for example, you will see nothing because it's too bright, or the depth is not normalized. So we need to normalize it first. So if you normalize the value, you get this result, and this is actually showing the depth, but you probably want to invert it. So now we get a proper depth. So there's the alpha as well, but you don't worry too much about the alpha. Okay, so we get the depth, and if I'm not wrong, you can also use curve to further adjust this, like the contrast and things like that. But let's say if you want to give like a color, you can use a ColorRamp, and I use this quite often these days. Before, I didn't know that we can actually do this. It's pretty cool features. You can have some kind of like a heat map, kind of a fake heat map using just the face. So that's pretty cool because you can, just, okay, that's actually the face being clipped. I will select the camera and then adjust the scaling a little bit. So let's pick an expression, render image. It's gonna do the rendering again. This render is actually, yeah, pretty fast. And with this depth map, be careful because there's no anti-aliasing, so you need to probably blur it a little bit. What else I need to mention? You can also use in the compositing. There is a file output. This is very cool, and you can, for example, output one with this color, and then you output it another one with a different color. This is gonna be like a different result for each output. It's very, very cool actually that you are able to do this. Yeah, something like that. It's gonna output into the TMP directory. That's the default. You can change it. I think the name actually you can change it. Like for this, you can name it, for example, rainbow. This one is a spectrum. And if you render this out, you're gonna get result. Let's say we render it like 5 frames. Render animations. This guy is rendering the ambient occlusion. We actually don't need to do that. Turn it off. Make this like maybe shadeless. And now render the animations. So now it's a lot faster, but the depth is still being rendered. And if we look at the TMP directory, TMP, you should get a couple of output. I render actually each output. There you go. Rainbow and spectrum. That's gonna be the face. Oh, there you go. That's the whole render there. 5 frames. And yeah, that's actually pretty much it. I think it will be useful at some point. I don't know what for yet. Of course, it's interesting already to have like a 3D mesh like this that you can easily use and transfer the blend shape like a blend shape to any character, any head character with a face expressions. Let me know what you think. If you have any feedback, suggestion, question, let me know, and I'll see you next time. Bye.